according to our rules, if there's a tie, if there's equal amount of points, and the head-to-head is equal, then we have a tiebreaker. So we are going to have a tiebreaker between Retriarius Gladiators and Silver Shield Swordsmen. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna get it organized. Tiebreaker in Group B. Okay, we now have channel for tiebreakers. So it is.
Who's playing the tiebreaker?
Retriarius Gladiators and Silver Shield Swordsmen.
Who? What?
Retriarius Gladiators and Silver Shield Swordsmen are playing a tiebreaker.
You have that written down in the tiebreaker channel so I can just copy past that?
I just did.
Oh, thank you. You're the real MVP here, Kappa.
See, Silver Shield Swordsmen are still there. About Retriarius Gladiators. Those Gladiators kind of went home, I see. What? Look.
Alright, I have no idea what that brick thing to work, but I'm just gonna go straight back. See you guys in a second.
Which brick?
Welcome back to the official Total Arena live stream. Tired? It's because I am, and we're about to go live. Check out some tiebreakers in today's SUNTZU Invitational tournament. So, Mister, you're actually here with us. Who's playing?
I am, yeah. We are supposed to have a tiebreaker between the Retriarius Gladiators and Silver Shield Swordsmen. However, the problem is that Retriarius Gladiators thought that they were done and went home.
They all went home. Have they have like done something?
What?
Did they go and have a drink or two to celebrate their wins?
I don't know if they already celebrated getting into semi-finals or if they thought that they are done. Either way, they have to fight a tiebreaker.
Oh, I just remembered that I actually forgot to do the giveaway.
I actually predicted that Sacred Dawn will win.
Alright, so let's have let me just have a look at. Thank you, Sergeant, for reminding. We have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 applications. Let me run my date. RNG. And the winner is number 5. And that would be 1, 2, 3,
Me.
4, and 5. It's King of Thieves. Congratulations. I'm gonna let you know right now.
Sorry, just a give gold.
Alright, guys. Well, do we have any team that's actually ready for the tiebreaker match?
I think I see some of them in this magic. Executives. Hey, guys! Yo!
Yep. Oh.
You have a fucking tiebreaker. Wake up!
I know. Fucking, I've got to get my team back together.
Mitra?
I don't know. Get whatever you can, and then we're gonna fill it out with other people, I guess. I don't know.
Mr. God?
Okay, everyone back into Retentis Gladiators, please.
Yeah, let's go.
Mitra? Come on, talk to me!
No.
couple of days ago, and despite them not really having the time to practice that much, they've been pulling out all sorts of strategies, executing surprisingly well. Of course, a few mistakes here and there, but that's been one of my highlights, definitely.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Also, a bit surprised at how even the teams are. Now, clearly we have some stronger teams than others, but I don't think we've had any complete crushing defeats. No one has gone very clearly bottom. We even have a tiebreaker, obviously. Again, surprising for this kind of tournament.
I think it comes with the territory of doing an invitational, where captains basically picked one at a time, and basically had to compose with so many different elements. Clearly, they had to look at every application and write there on each participant applicant. But also there was a bit of randomness introduced in the tournament. Every so often, someone can't make it who was your archer, who was your pike guy, or every so often in the process of the pick, you realize that that person that you had in mind as that one slinger player that you absolutely wanted to bring would actually be suicide with this composition.
Okay,
Whether it's because they're being countered or because the map is really in their disfavor. And I think all that is coming together in a really nice way, because every team has to both be reactive but also just keep playing together throughout the entire.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Yep.
We even had one case of we had one team, they were one man down, so they borrowed a player from the team that they were playing against, and that one player that they borrowed went on to absolutely destroy his own team and cycled cavalry charges into his own teammates, slingers, and his own teammates archers. It was glorious.
It's amazing.
Okay, so quick organization. The tiebreaker is happening. We had some concerns that Retriarius Gladiators went home, but they got back together, so they'll fight it out today in a few minutes.
I see you
I've hosted
added
the
a
lobby.
lobby. Yep. Let me join that.
So we can scroll down there, and since there's 4 of us, and Jonah, hi. I think we're gonna split up. Maybe let's try the pairs that haven't been casting today yet. I'll be actually casting with Sasha tomorrow. So maybe I'll go with Sasha and Kiwi with Foxgood. How about that?
Yes.
I hear no objections. Sure.
Sorry, today?
Ciao, Sasha.
Bye, Foxy. All right, let's do this. So, remind me, which tiebreaker are we casting right now?
We are casting a tiebreaker for a second place in Group B between Retriarius Gladiators and Silver Shield Swordsmen.
I see.
They both got 6 points in their group, and they have 2 ties between each other. So the first time they met, it was a tie, and the second time they met, it was a tie. So now we are playing a single battle on Gergovia, and whoever wins advances to the semi-final.
It's a quick death, basically. It's really exciting. It's magic.
I don't know who's a spy in here. They need to figure it out themselves.
Who's a spy? What do you mean?
I don't know. Hellrider just said that. Let me see. They're asking which team is team 1. Let's get it. This is team 1. Well, it's going quite nicely. People are joining in. So we need Folks, Gods, and Kiwi in here as well.
Let's drag them in. Do you want to cast team?
Cast what? You got cut off?
I mean, do you want to go on team 1 or team 2?
No, we should be on opposite teams.
Oh, I thought we were casting together with. Hey, Fox.
We are casting together as in we are in one chat, but we are on opposite teams, so we can actually see what both teams are doing.
Yeah, the question is like, do we have like 2 casters per side now?
Yes, me, Sasha, you, and Kiwi.
Oh,
And you're supposed
okay.
to join the lobby. That's what
See, I love that I'm not the
Oh.
only confused. Makes me feel so much better. But yeah.
Okay, then see you on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there are a little bit too many players on the left side.
It should be just a full team, right? Actually, they have one too many, for sure. They have one too many, for sure.
Someone just left. Wow.
Yeah, good.
So Kiwi and Fox still haven't joined, and we are waiting for one player on the side of Sacred Band. When I looked into their voice channel on Discord, there's definitely enough players. I think there's 9. Yes, there's 9 players in that voice chat, so they must definitely fill it out. So 2 of them are muted. Oh, there we go. Xcode is here. And that's a very good experienced player. Now we just
Maybe interesting.
Kiwi and Fox got in here. I'm just gonna tell him.
You might as well just paste them the stream key again, the lobby key. I mean.
They did. Fine, we'll private message them. Special treatment. So, how have you been enjoying casting today?
It's been exhausting. This.
Apart from
we had
exhausting.
We had some seriously good. We had some. There was one Schwanz team basically going up against one of the most strange and unexpected strategy. This Dramaticus player just stomped, used a small hole in their vision and rushed the base, and then barricaded himself between 3 barricades. And basically testudoed. And I swear to you, by a fraction of a second, Schwanz managed to decap him with his spears, but it was so close. So incredibly close. It was a really exciting game. Let's do a quick giveaway.
Oh, another giveaway. Why am I not getting those?
What do you mean getting? Your bribes are insufficient.
I see. It's a hard one to predict. It will be easier once we see picks. But people may be bold and try to guess now. Okay, we see Mr. Offline locking in the Germanicus with triple Swordsman. Pretty standard pick in terms of setting up a core of infantry.
I would have thought that it would have been actually even more standard been so far. I've seen a couple games where the Germanicus, something that has been consistent the entire tournament, has been that there's always been a team, at least one, if not 2, that had a Milty, and it was almost always at least 1 Milty Spears.
Milty Spears and Germanicus Swords are 2 most common picks, I imagine,
Yep.
along with Javelin Man on Caesar. Well, and then in terms of long range units, it varies. Some people play Kanana archers, some people Umbraris archers, some people Milty slingers.
Milty Slingers, I've seen a lot of.
Yeah, we've actually seen the Iberian Slingers team go for double Jav or even triple Jav composition in one battle. and no
Oh, really?
long-ranged. Like no archers, no
really
slingers,
interesting.
just javelins.
I have seen a lot of jabs, Caesar, but actually the thing that I find interesting, in a few games, people have picked light artillery, especially Sula light artillery, and in a few cases there's actually been some light artillery, and that was really interesting to watch.
Yeah. Up until tier 9, solar artillery can be argued to be better because of their faster deployment time and faster movement speed. But at tier 9, Caesar is much better because of that. I think that's 5% of range. You can never have enough range, really.
You can never have enough range. That's... Actually, there is such a thing as too much range, called being charged by Cav.
I mean, too much range as your reach of a unit, not too much ranged units. So have you been referring to teams by their names, or like team 1, team 2, or blue, red team?
We do refer to the teams their name, but just for clarity for chat, included, we also refer to them as team 2 or team 1 or blue team and red team.
That's why I have my overlay. That helps a lot.
Yep, I can understand.
Okay, so Team Sacred Band countered the Germanicus pick, or answered that pick with Canada Triple Arches, which we've been speaking about. Talking about Miltiades Spears as well, so a strong core, and Cavalry on Arminius. So that's your standard picks in each category, which is Cavalry, Infantry, and ranged units.
I think that Cav, is Xcrad's at least most used unit this tournament, as far as I can.
He's a very good cavalry player, but he's also very, very versatile. I've seen him play pikes in tournaments as well, in SUNTZU Invitational 1. He plays slingers as well during SUNTZU trainings, so he can play pretty much everything.
Do you think that Freebird? No. Okay, for a second I thought he was actually going dogs. First dogs I saw this tournament, but actually he's going with Swedjavs.
We haven't seen any dogs this tournament, I'm afraid. Nor Foxman. So Fox
actually, we've seen two games.
Oh.
But to be fair, we were casting with Foxgun, so it might have been an attempt to grab his attention.
Well, I've streamed with Fox, got the first 3 rounds, and we haven't seen Foxman there. The teams in Group A seem to have been much more tryhard. Well, it's funny because both teams developed in a much different way. Like in Group A, we had clear favorites, Lesbos Archers. Maybe not clear favorites, but they came out as such in the end, winning every single battle. Then 2 teams in the middle, being very, very close to each other. Tying games, both games they had, both matches they had between each other. And then just one of them losing one last match to a team that lost every other match, preventing a tiebreaker in that group as well. And then this group is very, very close, with a tiebreaker for a 2nd place.
Yep. I think it says a lot about how balanced the teams have been. And we have some Canadian pikes. I've seen a decent amount of it.
Cannon pikes. Actually, first time I see them in this tournament.
Yeah.
So far, I've only seen Leonidas pikes and Miltiades pikes, but I think there were pikes in every single battle I cast, or at least most of them. Maybe not in the first 3 rounds, but in the last 4, 3 rounds, which is 4 to 6, I think they were in every single battle. Elephants as well, but that's because it was Elephant God in there, and he can only play that on his EU account.
Oh, really? Interesting. Well, in the past 2 games, they were actually Jacker brought elephants to Rubicon, and it worked out really well for him.
Yeah, we've seen Lesbos archers using elephants as well in a few of their battles. And the other team they faced, I think it was Royal Peltasts, they used elephants as well.
And Lesbos
yeah,
archers,
there was a lot of elephants pretty much in every single battle.
Yep, Lesbos archers Spanish team has been doing really well this tournament. Are they not undefeated?
Yes, they are undefeated, and I would say they are clear favorites to win the tournament. But we will see what happens tomorrow. Things can change quite a lot.
So unfortunately, because we're casting right now, I cannot this and more on post live. But he did post on Reddit a new post about the Mermaiden experience. So I cannot wait to watch this. Something tells me that it's gonna be. Unfortunately, Mermaidens have been struggling a little bit to qualify it as such.
Yeah, they're kind
Thanks
of done.
for sharing, Sorry. They did win one game at least, right?
They did, yeah. So that video is a depiction of that last game. Nothing else. Everything else didn't happen. So we are getting close for the picks to conclude. There's one last pick left on the side of Retriarius Gladiators, and 2 picks left to lock in on the side of Sacred Band, which is the current selection going on right now. Red Phoenix hovering a Sola with 1 Sword Double Jabs, Hixex not decided yet. So let's see, they so far have triple javelins on Freebeard, on Sola as well, not Caesar. And that Caesar has proven to be very, very useful when it comes to dealing with enemy pikes. He just comes in close enough, applies that silence.
Just fishy, and
that makes all the difference between Sula and Caesar. Caesar is just so much better.
I think if I was saying this to Kiwi earlier, but I feel like if there's one time where that Caesar be able to shine is when you're playing 8 versus 8, and all 8 of you are in that same Discord channel, and you're just on voice together and able to coordinate. And it's probably the moment where that Caesar is going to have the best chance to not get tapped, not get poked, and just apply that Vici and make the best of it.
Yeah, definitely. Not in regular parties that can happen as well.
I feel like in parties, if it's only there's another opportunity that's maybe a better one. Sometimes you want your Minty Spears to just be hunting down archers rather than just protecting your jabs. And because jabs are better at protecting themselves than archers might be, then in the end you have that trade-off. Whereas I haven't seen as much of that so far in the tournament. I feel like jabs have been really well protected.
Yeah, and if you want to see some javelin in action, we had a lot of them in the second half of the group stage when we followed the adventures of the meme team, aka Iberian Slingers.
Oh my god, so in case anyone here, we are doing a contest of the best clip for this tournament, and I highly recommend that you go check out the meme team. Because from what I've heard, there's definitely some meme-worthy moments in there. So just catch any stream of the tournament. It doesn't have to be this one. It can be any of our other streamers. I'll just clip something and PM it to me. I'll be also, proactive looking for clips. The best clip can win 1,000 gold. So hit me with those PMs.
Oh, I'm an experienced clipper,
And I'm painfully aware.
Why painfully? So it doesn't matter, I guess. Okay, that's last pick on the side of Fluffy Bunny Feeds. So on the team Soccer Band, we actually have double Archer, Ambiorix plus Kenane, single Javelin on Sula, Kenane Pikes, which is something new but very, very effective, and triple Spears, 2 Miltiades, 1 Leonidas, and an X-Crit on Cavalry. On the other side, we have less ranged heavy, but only slightly. It's pretty much mirrored. Different by commander, but they have 2 Germanicus, so going more for that raw fighting power rather than protection power of javelins, spearmen. So we'll see. In general, kind of equal compositions, mostly mirroring each other. So it will come down to outplays.
Which is something that we've seen fairly consistently. I feel like the picking system really encourages teams to, until the last minute at least, try and mirror each other so that they don't, so that neither side can really get an edge off of the next. And if anything, the last 2 or 3 picks are your chance to go for either of those players.
Yeah, the most common strategy and most like reasonable strategy is to pick early on your core composition, like something that you would pick anyway, no matter what composition you're picking. So stuff like Mutiata Spearman fits pretty much into everything. Then the last few picks you're trying to throw up on and off, for example with light artillery or elephants.
Yep, absolutely.
Or for example going no range and then suddenly picking 3 javelin in one go and the enemy has only 1 pick to react to it and can't really. So that's something that can happen.
Capture their base or cut them down!
It's gonna take me a little bit of time to get to where I'm supposed to be hiding. And I will get on that right now. And
okay. So on the side of Retriarius Gladiators, Parnum is going for that plateau for watchtowers. Looks like that movement isn't much from the other side, so they're gonna get some free vision. Or it is actually much, but Parnum is first.
Alright, Panzer taking that right flank.
The first dot is maybe going to be secured. Yes, it is, but it's very minimal. It's still 1,000 to 1,000. Parnum, I think, didn't complete capturing that watchtower, so they didn't get that free vision. There we go, now they see the entire team.
Yep. Actually, since he had a 1,000, might have, I'm not sure. Gonna have to tell.
It was just his own vision, not the watchtower vision. So there's a huge movement from the side of Sacred Band, going into the middle, securing that middle, and since they see no opposition, they decide to climb up and secure that fort for themselves, which already has some presence of Retriarius Gladiators, and it's going to be a fight between Magic and Panzervitnia. I think Retriarius Gladiators may be in trouble in here.
Yeah. See Freebird trying to close that gap with archers. Magic is probably going to stop him. On the other hand, this is on TV, has the exact same problem.
Yeah, I think Magic is just going to be sacrificed in here. They're pulling out of here. They realize that they're so outnumbered and so out of position. What is a possibility? They can go for a sneaky charge straight to their base. This is the entire team over here in this fort. If the enemy team, the Retriarius Gladiators, manages to close them in, they can just go cap for free.
I mean, this Mr. Online could simply around and go for that cap at the moment. I mean, I don't know.
This is something that may be happening.
It's true that would take X-Red out from hunting those range units.
Yeah, there's still X-Red roaming around who can decap if anything happens. The question is for how long, but I think it doesn't look like Retriarius Gladiators are actually going for that cap. Which means they're going to struggle. If they're trying to fight for that fort, that's an uphill battle, literally and figuratively.
Yep. I think although Freebird actually got severely hit right now, Dodation is really... he has just deleted one of his units. It's gonna be tough to come back from that, even though they have the higher position. If they lose their range, that high ground.
Barnum just snuck through one of his cavalry units into enemy lines, which allows them to secure that ramp that leads up the hill. And they're getting rid of their javelins. They have javelin advantage right now.
Yeah, Barnum just got another charge.
Yeah, that can translate into a huge advantage into late game. We'll see. It's very equal right now.
See, it's very interesting because MCM doesn't have. He's able to shoot from all the way down there, and do heavy damage. On the other end, Hellrider is basically trying his best but getting severely hit.
The Retriarius Gladiators are finding their way up the ramp. Liar is pushing back Panzer Vitnir with his spikes. Mr. Offline found a charge into Hixax. He didn't even realize he was getting charged. So that's a free trade. Basically a free kill. And now, actually, Sacred Band may be just trapped in that fort.
And Xcred trying to find those range units, but unfortunately MCM is protecting himself, closing himself off a bit too well.
Gensen Lumshin coming in with his Kanana pikes, doing quite a lot of damage versus Fluffy, Bunnyfeet and Liar, trying to get a pike duel done, but this Stony TV is there to support them, to support his team and throw those javelins into the pikes. Xcred coming in for a charge, but not finding an opportunity, going for some other target, but it will be hard for him to find an opening. He's roaming around trying to find something, but he's not going to. The only thing he can really do is not try to make cap and get some attention over there. Because Spartanum, I think, is dead. He's one unit alive inside the fort. Going for some arches right now.
It does look like Xcred is a bit struggling to find something to do in the situation. It's kinda tough to unlock. It might be going for Tony. This is Tony TV. With his javelins, was getting just a little bit
yeah, that's the most valuable target he can go for. Oh, I think he got... No, he just didn't charge.
I think Predator still has that small bit of cav, actually.
Yeah, he's maneuvering right now, trying to find a charge to Hellrider, and he will...
And he
did. He didn't actually charge, okay. Maybe he doesn't have a charge.
But,
yeah. But he's not getting caught, so he can still return for a charge later on. And still very, very equal, but slightly, Retriarius Gladiators are just grinding that advantage. I think that's due to the ranged units now, and the fact that the javelins are still alive. They can still pump up so quite nice damage. But they're very protected. If Xcred manages to find a good charge into them, synchronizing Panzer Vitnir, which is happening right now, but no charge from Xcred. They may turn it around. But it may be hard on the top of the hill.
Unfortunately, it looks like Panzer Vitnir is not in the position, losing morale and taking a lot of shots.
Yeah, so far looks like it will be Retriarius Gladiators win. The advantage they have on the top of that hill right now is quite huge. Even though Xcred finally found his way to MCMs and the additional arches, but I don't think he has enough manpower to finish them, and they're protected by spears.
At the moment it does feel like even if Fred managed to take out the rest of these archers, that would still not be enough to turn this around. And he is doing some decent damage on this is Tony TV.
Yeah,
however, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, they finally found some charge engagement into those javelins. Way too little, too light.
But unfortunately, and he can't stay in that engagement against units, he's crowded, so he has to disengage.
Yeah, that unit is also buffed by Caesar's Veni, so he's going to cut down that cavalry very, very fast. Even if that would be the case.
Yep.
Hail Rider and Red Phoenix, very, very alive, literally last few men.
With the lack of vision, Hellrider's last units can't do proper damage.
Yeah, those are 4 units left, all on slivers of health. Legia for 13k. On 4 men right now, everyone's being finished. And that will be over.
Yep.
Victory over to Retriarius Gladiators. Climbing back, securing the victory.
Yep. It did look like they were in a bad position there for about 30 seconds, and then they managed to turn it around. I was really impressed by the fact that they managed to get that range advantage despite being in the lower point. Okay, MCM really made the right call staying where he was.
Yep. I also just realized that I've put Sacred Band instead of Silver Shield Swordsmen on my overlay. And I've been calling the red team, so blue team on your stream, Sacred Band all the time when it was Silver Shield Swordsman.
I'm not gonna comment on that. Anyway, it looks like it's on casters left, so we should probably leave.
Yeah, they're going for a base capture. It will take some time. Anyway. Whoa, that was one hell of a group stage. 12 hours
The
to
enemy
conclude.
base will soon be
Is
ours.
Kiwi going
No,
for
it's not 12, 10.
Kiwi, stop.
Oh, that's shameful display, Kappa. More like D-Kappa because he just D-capped. But it's already made that joke once. So, apart from me screwing over and calling that team Sacred Bond instead of Silver Shield Swordsman all the time.
And I can't blame you, it doesn't exactly your tongue, does it?
Doesn't matter, Retriarius Gladiators won anyway, that's what matters. You're not getting the victors mixed up, I hope.
Alright, let's do that last giveaway now. We 3, 5, 6 applications. Let me run that RNG. Get my little notepad. Well, actually, I'm just gonna go do it straight on stream. And we are going with number 3. Let's see if I know my alphabet. That would be 1, 2, 3. That would be Crisis. Crisis, congratulations.
Crisis wins 3 area unit.
Our victory is moments away.
He really wants his 3 area though.
Gods hear me! We will be victorious!
And there you go, that was our last giveaway. It's like... Mister, do we have another
We have our
tiebreaker?
victory and
Nope.
the enemy base!
Nope.
That was it.
Think
The
that
tiebreaker.
that concludes this tournament. Let's maybe all jump in.
It concludes the group stage. We still
The group
have a
stage.
knockout stage of the tournament tomorrow.
Well, we still have another day, and tomorrow's another day.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm exhausted. Let's maybe jump back in the room with Fox God, Jonah, and Kiwi.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
To keep those fights going long enough for them to actually find a position to take advantage.
Yeah.
Also, it has to be said, Pardonom there, his aggression was really quite outstanding.
Yeah, that's the word. I mean, he really looked like for
Attention.
the gaps. Up.
Anyway, I think one important thing we have to mention is the tournament tomorrow starts at 2 PM CST, so not at noon like today. So I don't know. Don't get
Sweet,
mixed
I
up
can
with something.
sleep until midday.
Cool, then I can actually go with the dogs
Did-
before the stream. I
Did
don't
you
have to take a
did you
break.
seriously just not be early?
Hey, I woke up like half an hour before we started streaming.
Yes, man.
Well, guys, what did you think of that game?
It was pretty sweet. Back and forth, really, all the time.
Exactly.
I need to fix the challenge bracket, because challenge bracket shows that Silver Shield Swordsmen are the ones advancing to the groups to the knockout stage, which is not true because Retriarius Gladiators won the tiebreaker. So I'm just gonna alter their yes, there we go. Just gonna give 2 points to Retriarius Gladiators into one of the matches. I guess I can still leave it as a tie.
So before you came in, we were just talking about Pardonom's cav play there at the beginning, like the super aggressive, basically trying to get into the middle of the enemy team as much as possible. It's really interesting. It's not only was he doing that, but he was providing vision. And at the beginning of the game, we called that vision would be really important. But who needs a watchtower when you've got a Pardonom on the high ground?
Wow, that was beautifully put.
And also, guys, did you notice that? Did you see the end stat? I actually came third highest in the team.
Yeah, so you're climbing up. Is decap points OP?
Decap points OP. Do I get an MVP for that? There's gold on the line, right?
Yeah. Anyway, I think we need to conclude the tournament for today. Get some sleep before tomorrow. And get hype.
Yep, hype. This was really exciting. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. For everyone else, I'm going to link this in the chat as well. You can actually check out the brackets for tomorrow at this link if you're curious to see what games you're going to be able to watch tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. CET. That's 10 a.m. Did I just say 2 p.m.? Yes. At 10.
CEST.
Yeah, you also said CED instead of CST.
Time zones are complicated.
Team names are complicated.
I will be back in something like 12. For the rest of the tournament, check out the challenge if you want to see what the bracket is going to look like. I will be making an event if you're not sure about the time because I confused you with all of this talking. So thank you for tuning in. We'll be doing, on top of which we're still doing our clip contest. So if you watched the VOD or caught some games live, see some moments, just make a clip, send it to me. The best clip will be given 1,000 gold. Thanks everyone. Thanks to all my co-hosts, Foxy, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Kiwi, thanks for co-casting.
Oh, thanks for everything.
And Mr. Thanks and congratulations on a very special day today.
No, that's me. Hello.
Jonah, I appreciate you.
Jonah, you're a person as well.
You have been acknowledged even though you're not here.
Alright, thank you everyone. Have a good night. It was Sasha GP for the official tomorrow in the stream. And I wish you good luck for tomorrow. Bye.
And Merry Christmas.
See ya.
Bye bye. Ciao, Sasha.
Alright.